Well, here we are in sunny Spain, and today we're going to try the cast iron grate made by Craycourt. Unfortunately, these are not available in Spain at this time, but I bought mine in Germany and they sent it to me. So let's have a look. This is the leftover charcoal from the last barbecue, and I always preserve it by snuffing it off on the vents top and bottom. So how does it work? Well, it divides into 4 segments. It can be removed and gives you open access to the interior. And what I've done is I've raised the charcoal grill level by putting a new small grill on top of the charcoal dividers, and it seems to sear far better with this new height. So shall we have a look closer at this? All 4 segments lift up and can be moved around with this amazing tool. And I'm going to need access to this because this is where we're looking to put the coals in. So today we're cooking some burgers and mixed vegetables, indirect and direct, and I've got all my essential equipment. For example, a Spanish beer, can't be without that. Here is the chimney, which is ready at this point, and there's our swimming pool, which we'll be jumping in soon. Anyway, let's put this coal in. So, here we go. As you can see, it's all very nice and hot and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is move it around and flatten it out. So this gives me a nice direct area, and 3/4 of the grill's left open for indirect. Just replace the segments. And so now all we need to do is wait for the grill to reach temperature. I have the bottom vents fully open, and one can clear off the extra ash with a brush. There we go. This is the box that it came in, and it weighs quite a bit, so I had to pay a bit on shipping, but it was well worth it. We've got a lovely high temperature there, and I think we can get straight to action. So, what we got today is some peppers, asparagus, Spanish onions, which are spring onions basically, and we have some Spanish padron peppers and some artichoke, which is delicious on a barbecue. So I'm going to sear some of these peppers to begin with, and the onions. And I have plenty of space for this rack to fit. Of course, asparagus is another nice thing. Whoops, might be losing those. Oh well, we got one casualty. Not too bad. 2 casualties. What I found was that initially when I used the Weber as it was designed, I just couldn't get the kind of heat that one needs in order to actually sear. And really it appears that the charcoal needs to be directly under the grate in order to get the desired effect. Well, I've got a couple of ordinary English sausages which are just about acceptable. The hamburgers are a little bit more special. If you have a look over here, they are referred to as hamburgers de boi, which is effectively ox, I believe. It's the best meat around in Spain. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to get these asparagus straight away into an indirect area where they can cook slower. My peppers are coming on nicely. As you can see, they're searing up. And these beautiful Spanish onions, which virtually melt in the center. So the first part of our cooking we're doing direct without the lid, and when we come to the indirect stage we're going to have the Weber kettle lid in place, which basically turns the Weber kettle into an oven. The delicate smaller objects I'll put in later, and it doesn't hurt to stick a bit of herb in there. That's rosemary, or romero as it's called here, and it's plentiful. Every garden has it. And so I'm going to put these in direct now, and they can finish off beautifully there. And so, the part we've all been waiting for. Let's get these hamburgers going. So I've seasoned them with pepper and salt, and they've had olive oil put on top. So I'm going to put the seasoned side down, and they'll sear beautifully over here. I'm going to add the smaller vegetables at this stage, all of them. There we go. And you can see these burgers are searing beautifully. So, a little bit more olive oil on top, and we'll spread that round. And then I've got some beautiful sea salt here, which I'll shove on top. It's quite light actually, the sea salt, so you can be generous with it. And of course pepper, that's definitely a plus. And I'm going to turn these over because they will have started their searing process. So take a look at that. Beautiful. And then we'll be going in direct quite soon. See these sausages going nicely. Getting a lovely smell of the herbs now. Definitely time for a gulp of beer. Oh, this is going to be good. So you can see how that's seared up beautifully. Well, it took me a while to figure this one out, but I thought that the Weber would be able to achieve this in factory preset mode, in other words using the lower grate, but really you do need to raise the coals if you want to have the steakhouse effect. So I'm going to put these sausages again indirect at this point, and that's come up lovely, and so is that. Get a close-up of those burgers. and I'll show you what the other side is looking like. Absolutely lovely. So at the moment they'll be medium rare, and that's how my wife likes hers. So I'm going to put my one in direct for a while, and hers is pretty much there. It can have a little bit as well. So it's time for the lid, and I put the vents on the far side so it draws the smoke over the top of everything. And at this stage you can put wood chips in, but I haven't. But anyway, I think this is a great piece of kit, and I'm looking forward to trying the other Craycourt ideas, such as the beer chicken holder, the vegetable basket. They have other modular pieces that fit into this grid. For example, they have a stone, and I believe they have a plancher, or what do you call it in English, a cast iron, a segment of pure cast iron for grilling. Anyway, we might try that in another review. Thanks very much.